Hello, vlog passengers. It's Tuesday, and last week, I went camping. Yes, camping. I hadn't been camping for a long time, and it's entirely possible that I vowed at some point never to go camping again. Don't get me wrong, I'm not what you'd call outdoorsy, but I do enjoy being outside. It's just that when it's time to sleep and I realize that I've traded a soft mattress and a roof over my head for hard, muddy ground and a tent tarp that collects rainwater at a rate that requires you to wake up every half hour to make sure the tent doesn't collapse from the weight of it, that being one with nature starts to lose its allure and I start to yearn for the domestic comfort of a first world country. Not that I'm speaking from recent experience, of course. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that the only really bad experiences I've had camping happened because the campground in question was incredibly crowded, which was certainly not the case here. People don't tend to go camping when temperatures are in the 40s and an all-day rainstorm is forecasted for the next day. Go figure. Other than one backpacker, we pretty much had the campground to ourselves, and we were free to explore the wonders of nature that our campground had to offer. You know, things like outdoor movie theaters and swing sets.
I'm making my viewers nauseous.
You are making your viewers nauseous.
I'm also making myself nauseous.
But one of the things I do enjoy doing outdoors is hiking. In general, there are two types of trails in places like these. Trails designed for comfort and ease, and trails designed to blend in with nature. Our first trail was most assuredly the latter, and in retrospect, trying to hike it while holding the camera was probably not the greatest idea.
This is what happens when you mediate your experiences through a video camera.
At a certain point, however, we realized that there is, in fact, a third type of trail. The one you make for yourself.
We've abandoned the trail.
That took all of 5 minutes.
I enjoy exploring new places, but as we left the trail for places unknown, I realized that most of the exploration I do is on paths that other people have already set. I'll walk every inch of an established trail, but rarely will I break free of the confines laid down and see what there is to see beyond them. I was trying to figure out whether this is a failure in me or a limitation on the beauty of the world I'm allowed to experience when we happened upon another trail. Yes, our trailblazing took us directly to another established trail. A considerably easier one than the one we'd left, even.
Right there where it says, warning, no trail, that's where we just came from.
We spent the rest of our time on this new trail, which took us by Old Man's Cave, a gorgeous waterfall, and by these really cool ice formations where water had frozen as it fell down the rock face, and which really made you think about some of the beautifully weird things that nature can produce. We also got to see this rock formation that someone had nicknamed the Sphinx, because that's kind of what it looked like. The plaque encourages people to make their own discovery, saying that with a little imagination you can find and name your own special place. Which is weird when you consider that we're on this pretty firmly established trail surrounded by things that have already been found and named by others. I mean, yeah, we found this place by leaving the trail, but had we stayed on the trail, we would have found it eventually anyway. But the people who originally blazed this trail and named these things had no such hope. They had to make it up as they went along. In fact, most of the trails we follow in our lives, whether they be easy or difficult, have been blazed by people who didn't have any idea what they were doing, but just surged forward and hoped for the best. And thanks to them, we can enjoy the beauty of nature from relatively domesticated safety. And there's something about looking at something like this waterfall or this cave and trying to imagine what it must have been like to find it for the first time. Maybe those first trailblazers took the beauty of the nature they were part of every day for granted. But then again, maybe they appreciated a good adventure. I appreciate their courage and impulsiveness at any rate, even if it's not the sort of life I necessarily aspire to. So, my non-rhetorical question for you is, are you a trailblazer, a trail follower, or some combination of the two? For myself, I'm most definitely a trail follower, but I still tend to prefer the trails that blend in with nature, so I can pretend, at the very least, that I'm blazing the trail myself and finding my own way. I'll see you next time.
I'm not whining. If I was whining, I'd say it like this. I don't want to go uphill anymore. Even as we speak, the trolls are under the bridge, putting nasty comments on my Books vs. Movies review of The Little Mermaid.
Hey vlog passengers, would you like to share your thoughts while driving? Well, guess what? VlogDriver has a Tumblr at vlogdriver.tumblr.com, and it is a community Tumblr. So you can post text, video, photos, whatever you want to express your thoughts while driving. Just read the guidelines and get to posting. See you on the road.